March 5th 5 to 10:23 p.m. EST location. St. Luke's Abandoned Church. Outside Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and prepare to be cleansed. Dante D4NTE_L1VE. Reynolds grinned at the camera as his ring light flickered, throwing uneven shadows across his face. He stood in front of the decaying wooden doors of St. Luke's Church, a long abandoned Gothic structure swallowed by weeds and half-forgotten local lore. The old bell tower, jagged and cracked, looked like a broken finger pointing toward a heaven that had stopped listening. Tonight, we're performing the internet's first real live-streamed exorcism, Dante whispered dramatically, leaning into the mic, or at least, the first one that won't be faked. That was a lie, of course. The whole thing was staged. A hired actress's cousin Madison was playing the possessed girl, complete with contact lenses, fake vomit, and pre-recorded demonic growls. All for views, all for the clout. The chat was blowing up. D3 Manhunter 666. This better be good cryptic _queen. Oh my god, is that church even legal to go into? Bloodbite VR, watching from Brazil. Let's go dead kid smiling. This is gonna get cursed. FR Dante was used to it. Drama, pranks, args, even staged cursed TikTok seed made a name for himself by blending horror aesthetics with shock value stunts. But tonight felt different. The air around the church was colder than expected for March. Too cold. His breath misted visibly, even though the app said it was 54 degrees Fahrenheit. He waved at the camera, turned on his body cam, and stepped through the broken doors. Inside was silent. Not just quiet silent, no wind, no creaking. Just a thick stillness that swallowed every sound. Perfect set, Dante whispered. Let's make some evil tonight. The sanctuary was ruined. Pews lay overturned. Candles were melted to nuts, stuck to cracked tile. The altar was stained with something too dark to be just water damage. And in the center of it all, Madison lay possessed, writhing on a soiled mattress set before the crossless altar. She wore a shredded white gown, her wrists theatrically bound with rope. The camera zoomed in on her eyes, jet black, scleral lenses, glinting in the low light. Her voice was distorted through a hidden speaker strapped under the mattress. Leave her, the pre-recorded demonic voice boomed, or you will burn. The chat went berserk. Witch Toqueen. Oh my god, that sounded too real. WTF. Unholy_Hendrix. Yo, is she actually possessed? Mod_Shade 87. 200k viewers. RN. We're going viral. Boys. Dante smirked, reading the chat off his wrist-mounted stream HUD. This was working. Better than expected. He kneeled dramatically beside Madison and held up a worn prop Bible he bought on eBay. In the name of the Father, the Son, and this algorithm, he joked, trying to break the tension. I cast you out, demon. But then Madison broke script. She sat up, not the planned slow, jerky rise date, rehearsed that. No, she shot upright, like a spring-loaded puppet, eyes wider than they should have been. Her head tilted unnaturally. Her jaw moved, but it wasn't the speaker anymore. It was her. I didn't write this, she whispered, her voice suddenly terrified. What? Dante muttered, unsure if it was a new prank. I didn't write this. She began speaking, not yelling. A language neither of them knew, guttural and ancient. The speaker wasn't even on. She was speaking backwards. Her tongue flicked unnaturally fast. Dante leaned in. Madison, stop screwing around, and then her eyes rolled back, and she screamed. A scream so high-pitched, it cracked the mic, and blew out chat audio for 2 seconds. The lights cut out. The feed glitched, the ring light sparked and died. When it came back, Madison was gone, and the camera feed showed something crawling fast and hunched across the far end of the altar. Not Madison, something with no face. By 10:18 p.m., the livestream was trending in 5 countries. #exorcism gone wrong, #pray for Dylan, and hashtag DemonStream were the top 3 tags on TikTok, YouTube, and X. The viewer count soared to 92,000 and climbing despite the overwhelming unease in the comments section. The chat was flooded with, "Wait, who screamed in the background just now? Did anyone else see something crawl past the altar at 29 minutes and 8 seconds? Bro, Dylan's nose is bleeding. WTF is that thing behind him?" What none of them knew yet was that one of the top commenters, a popular reaction streamer known as Reaper Shark, had stopped responding. His own live stream, reacting to Dylan's video, had ended suddenly with a loud crack of static. People assumed he had internet issues. He didn't. 10:27 p.m., Dylan's camera, the wind inside the church had picked up, but the heavy wooden doors remained shut. There was no airflow source. Candles that had once flickered gently were now blowing sideways, almost as if repelled by something unseen. The crucifix turned. Dylan tried to play it cool for the camera, muttering something like, "Guess the spirits are shy," but his voice cracked midway. His hands trembled slightly. Then, without cue, the lights on his camera equipment died. Black screen. A beat, then dash static. A new feed emerged. One Dylan hadn't activated. It was from the basement, a camera he swore was still in his backpack, and it was broadcasting. 10:28 p.m., viewer count, 113,022. The basement feed was grainy. Grayscale, infrared, but distinct enough to show an old surgical gurney. Rusted chains bolted into cracked tile walls, and black, shifting stains on the floor like mold, except they pulsed like living tissue. The viewers watched silently. A shape entered the frame. At first, it looked like a shadow. Then it opened its eyes, two shimmering white dots in the dark. Someone commented, "Did that thing just look at us?" The moment it turned toward the camera, 7 viewers dropped offline, not voluntarily. Their accounts froze mid-comment. Some people watching via phone had their devices lock up. Others crashed entirely. In a dorm room in Michigan, a student named Erica Wells collapsed mid-sentence while FaceTiming her friend about the stream. Paramedics later found her pupils blown wide open, face stuck in an expression of terror. Her phone screen still flashing the word live. 10:32 p.m. Dylan's camera feed returns. He was shaking now, truly shaking. "The hell is going on?" he whispered to no one. "Did someone hack my feed?" He flipped the camera back toward himself. Behind him, a hand emerged from the confessional booth, thin, skeletal, black as pitch. He didn't notice, but the audience did. "Dude behind you. That ain't a prank." Dylan turned around. The confessional door creaked. The fingers tapped once, twice, then grabbed the edge of the door. 10:33 p.m. to emergency mod message. One of Dylan's chat moderators at Bloodwrath had sent out an urgent message. "We've tried ending the stream. It won't let us. Do not watch full screen. Do not keep watching. This is not a performance." People laughed at first, assumed it was part of the act. Then, another reaction streamer, JTerra TV, vanished mid-scream on his stream. The last frame captured was his mouth stretched open, unnaturally wide to wide before his camera went black. 10:35 p.m. The thing speaks. It didn't speak in words. The church trembled. The microphone on Dylan's rig buzzed violently. Low whispers flooded the feed, dozens of voices, layered together, each one whispering in a different language. Latin, Greek, Hebrew, something older, guttural. Then one phrase cut through, sharp and clear. "You let us in. Now we'll come through." Blood began to run down the walls of the church, as if the stone itself was bleeding. Candlelight flickered erratically, and behind Dylan stood the thing from the basement. 10:36 p.m. to last recorded viewer comment from a user named @KURO. "My screen won't close. It won't mute. It's like it's in my eyes now. Is this how it spreads?" The chat stopped. No more comments, just the sound of Dylan sobbing. The thing black twisted, with a mouth that opened too wide, and eyes that were just empty hollows leaned close to Dylan's ear, close to Dylan's ear. What it whispered microphone, but Dylan screamed, and the screen turned to pure static. The live stream had gone silent. No video, no audio, just a frozen screen of Drew's terrified face, mouth agape, one eye leaking blood. In living rooms and bedrooms across the country, over 400,000 viewers sat frozen in front of their devices. The chat had slowed to a crawl, then to nothing, and then "You're still watching." The text flashed across the screen in glitchy, blood-red font. Someone typed into the chat, "WTF, was that another? Not funny, Drew." And then a flood of messages came in, not from users, but from the stream itself. "You watched, you stayed. Your soul is currency. He sees you now." Phones died, monitors blacked out, Wi-Fi routers sparked and failed. But the worst came for the ones who kept watching. In Kansas City, a 17-year-old boy named Mark sat up in bed, his laptop still glowing faintly. He hadn't looked away once. The final frame Drew levitating, upside down, eyes rolled back, crucifix twisting in midair, had seared into his mind. He laughed nervously. That was fake, right? But when he stood to turn off the light, he noticed his reflection in the mirror wasn't moving. He froze. His reflection smiled in Spokane, Washington. A schoolteacher named Clara opened her front door after hearing a knock. No one should have been out there at 3:17 a.m. On her porch was a phone, her phone, though it had gone missing hours earlier. The screen glowed. The live stream was playing again, but this time, it was live. The camera now faced her living room, and something tall and horned was walking across the carpet behind her couch. Father Callahan wasn't dead, not yet. He had dragged himself out of the church basement that night, throat seared from trying to scream. His crucifix had melted in his hand. Every word of Latin he knew had failed him, but he knew what had been summoned. It wasn't a ghost, not a demon in the traditional sense. It was older, more primal, a neural parasite of pure cognition, one that could leap through sight, through screen, through attention. It fed on viewership, and Drew had opened the gate wide. YouTube had taken the stream down within an hour, but mirror versions started popping up everywhere. Dark web forums, TikTok edits, even re-uploaded on private Discord servers, with added sound effects and reaction overlays, but they couldn't hide the truth. The moment someone watched the entire feed uncut, they started to change. Nosebleeds, night terrors, sleepwalking, and finally, the knock at the door. Always at 3:33 a.m. No one answered it twice before the live stream disappeared from the public internet. One last comment from Drew was found buried under thousands of messages. It read, "It's not fake anymore. If you're seeing this, please do not finish the video. Don't make eye contact with the part where the shadow climbs the ceiling. Don't let it say your name." And then he added, in all caps, "I wasn't acting." Father Callahan, using a sacred rite from a banned Vatican text, traced a sigil in salt and ash across the screen of a CRT monitor. He knew where it would appear next. Twitch. The demon, now calling itself Virgo, Vox, had adapted. It no longer needed summoning. It just needed a screen, a face, and focus. Every viewer was a doorway, every live stream a possession. As Callahan whispered the final chant, his screen flickered, not off, but inward, and from the glass, a face leaned out. Not Drew, not a demon, you, watching, you, watching.